Trey. This is part 2 of the interview for Astrum people. I've got 5 more questions here to get to, so we'll just kind of go through them here. If you saw part 1 of the interview, you'll notice I haven't moved very much. I figured this was a comfy spot. I just had a drink. Okay, question 6. How did you come up with this idea about HDR photography? Well, I did not come up with the idea of HDR photography. This has been around for a very long time. I don't think it was used very much. Back when I got started, hardly anyone did it, and it was really just sort of a scientific white paper type thing with these algorithms for image manipulation. I thought they were very interesting. My background is computer science and math, and I've always been very interested in using algorithms and technology and art together in kind of new ways. So I was very interested in using these HDR algorithms with photography. And then once I got into it, I realized, well, it does kind of a good job in some parts, but not in others. So I started adding my own algorithm, if you will, or my own workflow in and around the HDR process. And that's kind of what I started sharing online. The blog hasn't always been popular. A long time ago, it was hardly popular at all. But I still did an HDR tutorial, and I helped teach people how to do it. The few dozens of people that came, and my mom, and this sort of thing. And now, of course, everything is much bigger, and I keep updating the HDR tutorial as my workflow changes, as I discover new things, as I have new software, new tools. So it's an ever-evolving craft, I think. Okay, question 7. As a photographer, you probably always in search of a beautiful places to capture. What part of the world would you like to visit the most? There are beautiful places all over the world, and I've got this list, this tremendous list of places to go visit. And something that I discovered, which I didn't really anticipate, is that, okay, let's say you have 100 places you want to go visit, right? You'd think that as you start ticking them off the list, that your list would get thin. You go, oh no, I should slow down, or I should really savor these last few places or whatever. But that's actually not what happens. The more you travel, the more you end up discovering other little places that you should visit, because you run into other travelers or other explorers, or people just come into your world and say, oh, you should really go visit this little small place that no one's ever heard of. So that was on the list. So anyway, I don't think I'll ever be able to visit all the places I want to visit, even if I travel non-stop. Maybe I'll try. Okay, number 8. What is the formula for success in your activity? What do you do to reach your goals? Do you participate in contests, projects, exhibitions, etc.? No, I don't do contests or exhibitions. I sometimes have exhibitions, but very rarely. I could talk about both of those at length. I really won't talk about contests, though, other than to say just be suspicious of contests. Because contest, if it's just a simple contest to kind of get your creative juices flowing and just for fun, then that's a good contest. But you always have to be careful about judges, and how do you judge one photo being better than another photo? I've been asked to be a judge. I never do it anymore. It's so subjective, because every judge brings whatever baggage they have into the judging system, and it's a mess. In fact, it's kind of rotten in a way. I don't think contests are that great, unless they're just for fun, like I said. Okay, and then as for exhibitions, this used to be the end-all be-all for an artist, is to have an exhibition, right? And to have your stuff hung in a gallery, right? Where some curator has selected you, and people come, and there's wine and cheese, and it's all very fancy and wonderful, and so you're so respected because you're in a gallery, and there's little lights and hardwood floors and everything. Well, I think this is actually a very kind of old way of thinking. And yes, all that stuff is very nice and it's very real and visceral and real world and everything. And people like to go out and have these erudite conversations about things in these situations. But generally, this is what you had to do if you wanted your work to be seen by the public, okay? In fact, that used to be the only way your stuff would be seen by the public, is to be accepted in some gallery. That's the way it's been for hundreds of years, from painters and photographers and everybody. But now that's not really necessary, right? Because we have the internet, and you have everything from Google Plus to Facebook, whatever. It's all out there. And let's say that it's a relatively busy gallery, right? Maybe, let's say maybe 50 or 100 people come in per day. All right, that would be actually quite a busy gallery. Well, that pales in comparison to what you can get on the internet, and you don't have to be necessarily popular like me or whatever. There's thousands and thousands of photographers out there that are getting thousands and thousands of views of their work without having to be in a gallery. I think that's just really what artists like to do. They like to have their work be seen by other people. There's no ego involved with it. You just like other people to see your work. So anyway, that's a little bit of a long talk on the relative unimportance of exhibitions. Okay. Question 9. Is there someone who supports you in your creativity? Mention those that you get support from. Your family, relatives, friends, colleagues, etc. Yes, everybody's very supportive of my art, which is very nice. They were even supportive of it when I wasn't very good. That was nice. And it's nice to have my family around and interested, and they go on a lot of these photo adventures with me and this sort of thing. So they definitely support the creativity, and it's nice when all that stuff is stable because it helps me to be creative and I don't have to worry about things. Yes, so anyway, everybody's been super supportive, and that's they believed in me before anybody else did, so that was nice. Question 11. There's no question 10 here, Sergey. Question 11. Will you allow us to publish some of your pictures at astrumpeople.com with a direct link to your personal webpage? Yes, I will allow that, Sergey. Would you like to wish something to your readers and Astron people? Oh, that's a good question. That's always sort of a big question. This is sort of one of those open-ended things at the end. I guess I can say anything. Just keep giving me your feedback and keep telling me your thoughts. And I do read everything. I'm completely overwhelmed with incoming requests and emails, and people send very thoughtful, long emails asking for this or that, or wanting my feedback on this or that. And I just want to, just kind of, I guess, publicly apologize and say I can't do it all. I wish I could. I do get a chance to read everything, though, and I can't bring myself to have someone on my team. We do have a nice team of about a dozen people or so that help me out, but I can't bring myself to have them, impersonate me and go answer things on my behalf. That just doesn't seem right. I don't even have people, do post my Twitter or Google Plus or Facebook. I do all that stuff myself. So if you ever see a response in a thread here or there, something's directed at you, it really is me. The downside of it is that I feel like a lot of people end up just getting ignored. I feel bad about that too, so I don't know what to do. But anyway, keep the feedback coming, and I appreciate you guys very much, and we'll do another one of these sometime soon. Okay, so anyway, thank you, Astron people, and I'll see you next time.